on. We are live with the GTI series. It's not a large field today with the GTIs either, but we are just running stuff through with hopes that it'll feed itself through. I got a lot of lag on my computer right now. It's probably due to all the lights, but that's okay. Okay, we get the drivers to your cars so we can start qualifying up. Please. So there's drivers of the names 10-5 Arisnetta, Blue Gen. SPMS has made an entry, as well as Jason. So, a smaller field today. Possibility of a couple drivers joining, but we're going to run this one through. As 10-5 sets his car, we are waiting on Blue Sonic Gen. Blue Gen resets, gets into his race suit. Yellow flag on the racetrack as Eris hops out. Eris just regroup. He'll be okay. It's going to be a 10-minute qualifying session. Yeah, I had a feeling you'll be fine. Alright. I'll try not to get too antsy. Jake, just try to go as fast as you can in that car. And we should be good for pacing. I gotta read myself. Holy crap, that's my face. Alright. Anyways. Yeah, guys, go past Jason if he's going a little bit slow here. So you're completely clear. You gotta be at the pace. Get up to the pace car, okay? Jake now making his way around the chicane as the green flag in the air for qualifying. The lights will, or the counter will start as soon as cars make the start-finish line. It is the two Fortune cars. There's no this very special scheme. 10 minutes on the clock now. There's that's going to hit the wall off of turn number 1. Board is now being cleared, thank you. Cars make the way around the carousel. I'll be turning this up a little bit here. The car's a little bit better. Blue Sonic Gen has made a round up towards 10-5. They make the way through the hairpin. Now making the way around down the hill. We are into Sector 2, and Blue Sonic Gen runs it purple. There's a good chance here that this might be Blue Sonic Gen running a purple lap time here. Making her way down the front straightaway. A couple more turns on the track here. As they now make the way onto the front stretch. Reminder to do fuel. If you are about to run out of fuel, it's okay to get fuel on track. If you need to get tires, just go into the pit lane and change them. Just gotta press that.
I will add that rule call sounded really sketchy. Do not stop on the track for fuel during the race. You can do that in the pit lane during the race. Yes,
this is true. If you run out of fuel during the race, you are disqualified. That's a black flag there. Meanwhile, for first place, side by side between 10-5, but 10-5 is going to hit the wall off the hairpin. Blue Sonic Gen clears him off, and the car driving for Ibis, that is Blue Sonic Gen, in that red and black Ferrari, he now makes his way over towards the front straightaway. He's got a 48.432 coming across the line. It's 48.423. Harrison is going to pass by 10-5's his personal best so far on the track to 48.850 for Arisnetta. Blue Gen runs a green Sector 1 for himself, so could be on route to go even faster as he makes rounds around the carousel. Looks like a pretty good line there. He now makes his way towards the hairpin. It's T7 Jake, again a non-racer, but he is going to set some qualifying laps, unless he switches his mind, which that's fine. will make his way around the carousel. He's got a 10.617 set up for his qualifying. He does scrub the wall as Arisnetta closing in on 10.5. So once again, reminder of the rules. Once the qualifying, Aris hits a wall off turn number 1. Once we cross through the checkers, if the person leading the pack, as we call it, aka the person that's kind of leading the most laps around here during the qualifying session, which just the leader. If he's crossed the line before the checkers are out and you cross after, you still have an extra lap. So just to clarify, as Jason falls 1 lap down, Arisnetta is up next. Potentially a lap over from Jason. She hops over the curb. If you do flip over, please stay in your car. We'll just set grab you. As Jason goes around on the preliminal corner.
That call was also sketchy. You will not be set grabbed if you flip during the race. If you flip during the race, you are dead.
This is true. This is... Sorry. Thanks for the corrections, Eris. Eris correcting me. This is only for qualifying. If you do flip over, or you're not flipping people over during the race, that's just it for you. That's just how SLC functions. But so far, it seems like NASCAR SBMS is en route to start ahead of Jason, although they've had a couple of issues with the track too. The top 4 cars, in the meanwhile, pretty competitive with each other. So we are now 6 minutes left in qualifying, nearing the halfway point. Here's Ness, max the wall off turn number 1. We're going to watch on Tenafis here, as Tenafis runs second place, just that lap they've gotten by Arisnetta for 3rd place, and might be closing in a little bit onto Blue Sonic Gen. You can see the red and black Ferrari just at the corner. And here's Tenafis was most certainly closing in on Blue Sonic Gen, makes its way down the hill. Arisnetta right behind though. As Arisnetta is purple on her sector 2, she's going to be the driver to watch here. That might have just about been a cut for Arisnetta as she makes her way into the front straightaway. Is it going to be a cut, or will she get glory? And unfortunately for her, it's going to be a cut, although that would have been good enough for quick time. Meanwhile, Blue Gen gets another quick time. It's a 48.282. He's gotten loose, I think, off of the top of the hill. I see a lot of smoke coming out of his car. It's from the tires. As he makes a wide line down inside into the carousel. Arisnetta is closing in. I don't know if Eris is good of cuts or not, but here she goes overtaking for pack lead. As there's 3 cars, we'd love to see this repeat itself. Arisnetta slides through the hairpin and onto the back straight, and it's a great looking sector 1 still. Will she be able to keep this lap clean? She makes her way around the outside of the chicane curb. Now through the last set of curves onto the front stretch, she goes second on the board. Blue Gen did not have a very good lap there, as there's a pack developed between 3 cars. One of them being Jason, about 2 laps down, but the others will certainly made a side by side between Tenafis and Blue Sonic Gen. Arisnetta, meanwhile, purple sector 1. She makes her way through the hairpin again, slides it through. That must be a very hard line on the tires, but it does pay off. Blue Sonic Gen, in the meanwhile, is still faster than Arisnetta on the second sector here. Well, let's see if Arisnetta will have what it takes to take the quick time away from Blue Sonic Gen. She makes her way through the front stretch, and it is not a valid lap. But how about Blue Sonic Gen? Not a valid lap. Tire wear might start to become a bit of a factor this late in qualifying, although we're not going to be sure yet if drivers want to take that risk or not yet, as Blue Sonic Gen gets loose and cruises off through the club sector. They are at a cruising pace, as they say, bruh, without an H. I'm lagging, he exclaims. I have good news, and that's that we will be clearing out all the extra cars, which are part of the cause of the lag when you go around that area. You do face towards the pits, which there's a lot of... Not PC. Oh, is it like ping? Internet lag? You look okay, actually, from my perspective, but you never know. Anyways, there is the pack leader. This is not a valid lap. We're about 2.5 minutes left. That might be good for about 4, maybe, well, roughly 4 laps. I wouldn't say 5, but we're in the range to make 4 more laps around. As Arisnetta. Now make their way down the hill into the hairpin. And they go into the barrier pretty hard, but they will go back through it. I wonder if this wouldn't really pay off, but that was a great recovery. I wonder if there's going to be any consideration towards doing a pit stop. Faking me out. Sneaky little snitch. Alright, well, she's gone by again. And Blue Sonic Gen. I'm going to watch T7 Jake as he goes around trying to make a move on Tenafis, apparently. Set a 49.753 as a PB. So he now makes his way around into the front straightaway. As there's a lot of lag there with Tenafis' car. Blue Sonic Gen on a green lap. And there's the Corvette. He makes a move down the inside on the hairpin. Slides by SBMS in that monster energy machine. As Tenafis. Well, let's see. Where is Arisnetta? Aris crosses the line. We might be good for 2 more laps here. As Tenafis is on a purple sector 1. He makes his way through the hairpin. Let's see how the sector 2 looks. It is solid. Arisnetta has even more solid. But here's Tenafis making his way around sector 2. Can he complete the lap completely green? We're going to look at that board. Tenafis comes across the line. Second on the board. Arisnetta now knocked down to 3rd place. She's tight down the hairpin, but that's a fantastic looking first sector for her. She makes her way around the chicane onto the exit. And it is pretty good as far as the lines go. Now making their way around the final turn. Arisnetta to the front stretch. Will she go top of the board? Yes, she will. It's quick time. It's a 47.930 for Arisnetta this late. We are good for 1 more lap, guys. Arisnetta, you are on your white flag. So once you cross the line, folks, you are on the white flag. Arisnetta, as of now, running the top of the board. We'll be watching that board to see if it continues that way. Arisnetta might be on, will probably intend to set another fast lap here to secure it. There's always that possibility. Here she goes drifting around, and she's going to hit the hairpin. Unfortunately for her, that's her business done. We're going to look at Blue Sonic Gen with a 10.964 right behind. And soon coming around, so Tenafis white flag for you. We'll be looking at Blue Sonic Gen as they have a 21.462. Tenafis is running a very fast lap here. Potentially, Arisnetta comes across the line. Check us out for Aris. Once you cross the line, please do a cooldown and line up on the grid. We'll be watching Blue Sonic Gen. He comes across the line. Check us out for Blue Sonic Gen. Here's Tenafis now making his way around the hairpin. Once you guys cross the line, your qualifying session is done. Just make one more way. And Jake has requested to drive, so yeah, okay. As Tenafis backs off, and he has called off his qualifying as well as Jake. Can you make a cooldown lap, Tenafis? Thank you.
Yes, just go backwards.
Yeah, what you do when you get in that situation is you go backwards up to turn number 1 and then you turn around and get back up. But in general, you want to avoid getting stuck up there, so yeah. Now, I'm not sure if fuel will really be much of a factor here. I was asking for you guys to line up on the grid. Line up on the grid. Don't cross the line. Don't cross the line. Fuck's sake. Never mind. Cross the line. And line up on the grid. I was trying to do it to where we would not need to do so. So, cross the line for the grid and line up on the grid, please, everyone. Cross the start-finish line, head back to your spots. Our positions are going to be as follows: Eris, Netta, Blue Sonic Jet in second place, Tenafis in third, T7 Jake will technically start fourth, fifth place will be NASCAR Fan, sixth place will be Jason. I'm now going to use F3S to hopefully try to clear out the track. And nobody else has joined, so I hope this reduces the lag. Please not keep your cars in the pit lane. I'm also going to clear out the buildings, so you have specific buildings, you must be completely within the bots, or else you'll be given a 10-second time penalty after the race, which will be added to your time. So, if you want to avoid a penalty when you pit, please go into your specific bots. You can look to your right and look at what I am deleting. It'll be the buildings that remain. What the hell? Alright, can everyone please line up in your grid spots? And for some reason, I'm lagging like a crazy guy right now. Can we please not mess around? I'm gonna restart the game with hopes that might help me here. I'm also gonna put loans out of my studio. I don't need to do any more development after this, of course. So, 10 of 5, can you stop? Alright. Air stop. Alright, we're gonna reload the game with hopes that fits the lag. And yeah. We're going to get the drivers now into their cars. And Tenafis has still not been around to line up, so we're waiting for him too. I'm surprised it's taken him this long. We've done a whole anthem, but you know, you do. So drivers to your cars. Once everyone is lined up and in their cars, we will go. I have no clue. I'm nearly tempted to just do the race without him because we are again on a time crunch. So yes, Tenafis, please line up ASAP. We did the entire U.S. national anthem before you. All right. Well, anyways, we are lined up. Yellow flag in the air. Go in the person ahead of you goes. Go into single file once you're all pacing, please. So. Tenafis, if you okay, Tenafis, get back to your spot. Try not to go too slow up this hill. So Tenafis rebounds back into his pace position. So we will be doing 2 pace laps. If anyone needs fuel, stop your car now. Press X. And just get back up. The speed is just don't go too fast. As Arisnetta has forgotten something she tells people not to do. So this is why we have an extra lapped pace. You can only do this during this period or during the race. So NASCAR fan, just get going. Just get going. You just need to press X. You're holding yourself. We are not going to wait for you. It will put itself back up automatically. Just go at a cruising pace here, Eris. So if they can't rebound, that will be their issue. They're still making their way down the back straight. As our cars now otherwise make their way through turn number 1. We are 1 lap out till we go green. As he is finally making his way back around the final turn. So yeah, you don't wait 5 seconds. You just stop, press X to We have our first DNF of the day. That is before the race. That will be NASCAR fan. So how is your progress? So we didn't even start the race here. So I'm sorry, but that's gonna park you. So I'll fly you. I don't think I've actually ever seen that before. He flipped his car on turn number 1. We are, in fact, going green on this lap, but I need you guys to get into your position. We will have 5 starters. Lights are going black. Hold pace, please. Remember not to cross until you go past the start-finish line. Oh, the final turn. Green flag in the air. That's a good-looking start for Blue Sonic Gem, but Arisnetta will stay ahead. Overall, very clean start. Our cars now making their way up the hill as the Porsche of Tenafis side by side for the lead with Fortune teammate Arisnetta. She is running a very special scheme today. A look back to her past as Blue Gen flashing up with Arisnetta. T7 Jake is also not far behind in 4th place. Tenafis is going to clip the wall. Here's Arisnetta with a dive bomb, but down the inside. It's 3 wide for the lead. Now making the way down the back straight hill. Yeah, that's just unfortunate for SPMS, I'm not going to lie. Arisnetta falls wide off of the edge of this chicane. Now through the final turn, the first lap leader will be Blue Sonic Gen. Yesterday's Rots Mod winner, but he gets loose. Here's Tenafis sliding through. He's won Group C. There's one person in it, the top 3 that hasn't won an event yet this weekend. That's Arisnetta. Again, current Rots Mod leader as far as points go. She tries to make a move for the lead, but here's Tenafy's down the inside. He cuts through. Arizona being chased very closely behind by Blue Sonic Jen. Meanwhile, Blue Sonic Jen, Arizona with a dive bomb on the wall. She's going to clip it hard. Blue Jen will come out of the hairpin back to the lead. Now side by side for the lead through the edge of the chicane. Blue Sonic Jen picking up at the front of the field. Is Tenafy's Porsche got anything to say to them though? He's closing in. Now I'm going to move down the inside. Blue Jen crossing over. He smacks the wall hard. Blue Jen will take back the lead. Arizona might be able to recoup some of the pace as Tenafy's has gone into the grass. Arizona closing in here on Tenafy's as they make their way through club sector, through the carousel now. A very famous corner around the track. I can't help but just feel my condolences. Here's Aris with a drift. Initial G type of stuff going on here on the track. Arizona has a historic move there. Has cleared off with a drift on Tenafy's. That is very impressive. A lot of car control having to go into that. A lot of controller action going on, I believe, in order to get such a move made. T7 Jake said he'll pull off at some point. I'm not sure when that'll be, but he is currently 4th place in position. Jason running around the hairpin. So far, the field has remained spread out. Blue Sonic Jen currently getting away with about a second or two gap as we make our way into the hairpin again. But here's Arizona, gets closer through the hairpin. Oh my goodness, Arizona with an amazing line through the hairpin. She's already making a move back for the lead. Side by side, Blue Jen clips the chicane curb, gets loose. Arizona back to the lead. This is the best racing I've ever seen with GTIs here. I think, well, actually, no. One exception was 2020 back during the SNGP that year. I think there was 20 to 30 lead changes throughout the whole race between 4 cars. If we've seen three leaders, but a lot of changes as Blue Sonic Jen is back up to the lead here. Arizona, is she going to try that line again? And is that going to have any implications for later on in the race? Jason falls 1 lap down. Here's Arizona again, drifting the corner. She is now making a move down the inside on Blue Sonic Jen. Clears off from Blue Jen at the end of the corner. I have a feeling drifting will definitely hurt her tires as this race runs on. But here's Blue Sonic Jen with a good-looking run towards the final turns. Now onto the front stretch. It is bumper to bumper, side by side into turn number 1. Arizona is going to stick ahead for just the time being. Blue Sonic Jen and his Ferrari right going inside, side by side, up the hill. Once again through the club sector. We are only 5 laps into this, and already we've seen, I think, probably 10 plus lead changes. Of course, I know there's going to be a lot of people in the chat. Here's Air's back. Or later on, that might say that's just HAS because you could drive through each other. This takes skill to do. It takes a lot of skill to keep up with somebody. As they cross over again through the hairpin, Blue Jen is going to stay ahead. It's kind of like racing a ghost. And staying ahead can be significant towards really anything. Air's clipped the chicane, and that's hurt a lot of pace here. As I think there might be a possibility, well, there's T7 Jake, he's pulled into the pit lane, he's parked it for a couple laps. He does not want to be counted as a score driver, he just wants to drive some laps around in a GTI car, and I could totally understand that. It's good to see some extra cars in the field. But surprising to see a flip before the race starts. We'll definitely pull up a recording of that if this race starts to get a little bit boring. Arizona going around the outside, and that stuff going to spread the field out. So we're going to go back to that start, potentially. Nope. My bad. Blue Sonic Jen makes its way up above the hill, nice and clean. Yes, the field is a bit spread out, so we're going to use this opportunity to show you guys a bit of a replay. I think this is the right window. Yeah. We look back here. We'll slow down this as we get to it. You can see SPMS. He goes up to the sausage curb. That destabilizes his car as he then straight lines into the wall in turn number 1. And he hit it at such an angle with so much force, his car just flips on him. That is crazy, but so unfortunate for him. This was his first GTI race, and it finished for him before it could even start. Back to the action, though, with Arisneta. Well, again, there's not a whole lot to speak about. We got 4 cars currently on track. Tenaflies, Blue Gen, Aris. There was a great battle that stirred up earlier. I just realized that this shouldn't be a 40-lap race. Because this is GTI. 1 second. I'm going to check to see what the actual distance is before we get our hopes up. Because 40 laps is a Rosma race. So, let me fix that before it becomes a problem. I think it was 60. We're going to check. 55. So we're going to be doing a 55-lap race. Let me change those laps very quickly. I'm sorry for the sketchy hosting. But, so. Tenaflies driving a bit slower, being very conservative towards his tires. I think they're just struggling a little bit there. Ceres is backed off too a bit from Blue Sonic Gen. T7 Jake has pulled back out onto the track as they are only they're only about a lap down here. That's the same distance that Patriot Grand Prix was. And so this should be about 40 minutes. T7J clipping the wall a little bit. Would take the grace of a caution to save him. He is 2 laps down as Tenaflies had pulled off the track. That leaves us with a couple cars here. As of course Tenaflies likes to make his usual outburst when things don't go his way. He's pulled off and he's done for the day. At least there's 2 cars here. That's Arisneta and Blue Sonic Gen. Will probably be the 2 drivers to watch. I guess, you know, if you can't do a 45-minute race, don't start a 45-minute race. Yeah. At least it's actually with 3 cars, I believe. Though T7 Jake doesn't want to be counted, he is still currently ahead of Jason. So, technically speaking, if this is the case, if Jason can finish this race, this will be counted as a podium. All depends if he falls 6 laps down, of course. Arisneta closing in a little bit on Blue Sonic Gen, but she's loose and into the wall. So it looks like we'll be sitting here for a while. Arisneta definitely struggling to get her car back into control. And Blue Gen will leave us off. So it looks like we've had an exciting few laps, but things have doled off a little bit here. So we're just going to chill for a bit. Let things speak for themselves. We'll watch Eris's POV. There's that spinning off the hairpin, but she's going to get back going. And that allows Blue Gen to probably grow up his gap a little here. Get another spin for Arisnetta through the hairpin. I think Jason has fallen down a couple laps more. Arisnetta here with a purple first sector, making their way around. Will they go top the board? They currently hold quick time to go even faster. And there is 5 laps down for Jason. Reminder, if you fall one more lap down, that will be your race. So Arisnetta hits the wall on the barrier, or hits the wall along the hairpin. That's gonna cost a lot of time for them. Arisnetta has closed down the gap to Blue Sonic Gen to about a second here, closing in for the lead. They make the way above the hill. As we believe Jason has, I think, fallen too many laps down. Okay. It wouldn't change anything, Jason. But, alright, we'll see you, man. So you're left to 2 cars on track. Both of them within a second, so there is close racing to mention. As there is a couple car lengths separating between Blue Gen and Arisneta. Aris is going to attempt a drift. It's a sketchy move. Doesn't really change much between the two. So make the way down the hill. Arisneta right on the bumper of Blue Sonic Gen, trying to make a move down the inside. Now through the exit of the chicane, and she's going to slide by into the lead. Her tires, I would assume, are probably in much worse state than Blue Gen's, though. She goes wide. Blue Gen gets a little bit slidey there as we are approaching the halfway point. I wonder if there will be any consideration towards doing a pit stop. It'll be interesting to see if one of these drivers does a pit stop, the other just tries to hold off. So it's not exactly a long pit, but there is a bit of a weird kink at the end of it. So here's Eris drifting again through the hairpin. I think she does this through some sort of like, I think she hits like a throttle or brakes or something at the same time. Or not quite sure how she does it. Eris now goes through the final turn onto the straightaway and extends her lead by almost a second here. Eris spins off. She'll get back going, but Blue Gen reclaiming the lead. But we'll keep you guys posted. Blue Gen runs a little wide through the club sector, although they do keep it together. Again, a very good exit there for Arisneta. Potentially closing in little by little. At least attempting to. Arisneta now about a car length or so behind from Blue Sonic Gen as they push their way through. But she's going to get very loose off the edge of the hairpin. Reminder that we are halfway done with this race, officially. As here's Ares side by side with Blue Sonic Gen now making the way up the hill. Only 2 cars racing on track, and both of them competitive with each other. As Blue gets a little bit loose here, he's going to be forced around the outside of the chicane. He's going to carry more speed on the outside as they run side by side here into the hairpin. Again, Ares flicks it, but she hits the wall. Blue Gen sliding too, as it is now going to be Ares Netta barely clearing out from Blue Sonic Gen. He's at the bumper of Ares Netta as they make the way through the chicane. Now on the edge of the chicane. Bumper to bumper, side by side, now coming up to the front stretch. Ooh, Ares loose there. And Blue Gen is going to probably stay ahead with the lead. He is still drifting around. Tires are starting to die. And now he's at the point where he's got to consider whether he wants to do a pit stop or if he's going to run the rest of the race like this. Because Ares is going to, but the thing with Ares is that she knows how to drive with dead tires. Blue Gen is a great driver in general, but I don't know if he has the ability to drive in loose tires as much as Ares does. It could already be too late to do a pit stop. Because we do only... Oh, well, there we go. We got our first... We got a pitter. Oh, he's loose. He spun. Make your way to your pit stop. It's up ahead there. It's up ahead. There you go. So there's Blue Gen now doing his pit stop. That is a bit of a rough one there. And Ares is going around the carousel. Here's Blue Gen now making his way out of the pits and onto the straights. He's got fresh tires. Ares is setting laps that are about 4 seconds off of her best. So definitely is going to be towards the preference to, let's see, that's about 25 laps there that you have. And we're going to see what that gap is by the end of this lap. But that's like roughly 4 seconds a lap faster. And Ares is also in the pits. Ares first gear. Ares, yeah. I'm gonna have to talk with you after this race, Ares. I'm not gonna give a penalty with this small of a field, but please don't do that. Anyways, Ares Netta being chased down, still ahead of Blue Sonic Gen, although she's hit the wall. Both with comparably fresh tires. Blue's about a lap older. Probably was from his crash. That did not help him very much. But the both of them are comparable. Here's Blue Gen closing in on Ares Netta through turn number 1. Now up the hill as they make their way over the crest, and Blue Gen gets a bit of a loose flick off as they touch a little bit of that grass. He's going to now try to make it down the inside as they cross it over. But Blue Gen will be ahead for now, but Ares now making a move down the inside. Side by side into the hairpin, but Blue Gen with a good looking line. How is this going to look on the exit? Ares trying to Ross Chastain herself. And it's not going to work. As Blue Gen will stay ahead. believe Eris has made a mistake, clipped it. As we are 20 to go, now make it 19. Eris is trying to slide around the hairpin, but they do hit the wall. That gap between them and blue is going to fall a little bit further. Aries closes in on Blue Sonic Gen. They run side by side down the hill. Now into the chicane, and Aries is going to try to go through the sausage curbs. Blue Gen gets her on the exit. Next time by will mark 10 laps to go. Aries clipping the wall there on the exit of turn number 1. They're going to fall back once again. Appears we've developed a bit of a crowd here, despite there only being a couple cars. Looks like Blue's en route to potentially win this one. Next time by, there will be 5 laps to go. We're down with 5 laps to go here. Aerosneta is starting to close in on Blue Gem on these closing laps. As this time by, we are 3 left to go in the race. Now 2 laps left in this race. It looks like Aerosneta has closed down that gap to a couple car lengths here. Only about a second behind. Blue Gem's going to get loose there. Air smacks the wall for turn number 1. Desperate attempt by Eris to try to give it back up to Blue Gem with the drift. They're going to hit the wall and just not really gain much here. As this time by, we'll be seeing the white flag in the air. White flag in the air now for both drivers. As the Eris has closed down that gap within a second, here's Blue Gem's final time around Fil Rouge up the hill over the crest. Now makes his way over to the club sector, and Eris is trying every little thing to claw over. As he gets a little loose, his tires are a lot more dead. Eris right on the bumper for a moment with Blue Sonic Gen, as we now see them making their way over towards the hairpin. They make their way down the hill. Eris is sliding around. It's a desperate slide. Side by side. She's going to have a better exit than Blue Sonic Gen. Aerosneta leading the race just on the final lap. It's a move for the lead. Will Eris stay ahead? Blue Gen's carrying a little bit more speed than him. They make their way towards the line. Now out of the final turn. It's going to be a close finish here, but Aerosneta will win at the SNGP GTI feature, which has 2 cars in it. Close finish though. So, damn, that's painful for Blue. This is a race we forget. Let's talk to our race winners here, Aerosneta and Blue Sonic Gen. We do not even have a full podium, but Aerosneta, our winner, took that race back right at the hairpin. So, do you want to speak about it? If at all. Congratulations on winning GTI. I don't know if it's
I mean, obviously,
not a big field, but win's a win.
Win feels a bit hollow because there were like 2.5 cars on track. I mean, it's fine, I guess. Obviously, I wish that GTI could get more people. I mean, we would have had more people if it wasn't for the things that occurred at the start. But it's whatever. I guess I'm glad that I at least won something.
Very much so true. Thank you, Arsnetta. Up next will be the Formula 1970s cars. Blue Gen, do you want to do anything with the chat or
Blue left
Blue left?
PC.
All right, so
And game.
all right. Thank you guys for watching. We got Jake here. Jake is sick, so I don't think he wants to do an interview, but had a couple laps just to cruise around the track. So I suppose there is that in mind. So. Oh. Oh, what were you doing anyways on that slide? Okay.
I mean, I don't want to give away the technique, but I'm essentially just forcing the car to rotate and trying my best to catch it. That's why you sometimes saw me fuck everything up while I was trying to do it. It's kind of difficult to pull off because it kind of depends on random chance. Like the few times that I was able to pull it off perfectly, were just luck, because like sometimes you can be doing it really well, but your exit just doesn't match, and you also saw me sometimes going way too tight and ending up getting caught up in the inside wall. I mean, it's fun, yeah, but the use of it, I've tried to use it on some of the previous races, but the use of it is really specific. You can't just like I think it doesn't work very well at the hairpin at Halifax, not Halifax, track or Vermont, I think it was.
Oh yeah, that hairpin.
Wait, was it? Yeah.
Hmm.
You can't really do it on the hairpin because the road's really tight and it has a higher risk than loans because and also the hairpin isn't as tight as in loans. It almost only really works this well in loans, which is why I used it a lot. I tried to do it in the rocks mods, but they don't kick out as much, unfortunately.
All right.
Like the whole reason why I do it is to try to counteract the 650's handling quirks, because I don't know if you saw. I mean, I know the Ferrari is a really terrible car to compare, but back in qualifying and practice, lots of people were struggling through some of the turns. And Blue later on in the race was struggling while I was doing fine. It's because the 650 doesn't really break loose easily. Like, I tried to do the same thing with the Porsche while Tenefez was practicing, and it was a lot easier to pull off, but you don't really need to do it because the Porsche already rotates enough. Meanwhile, here with the 650, you still kind of need to tell it to go where you want it to go, or else it's not going to listen. You kind of have to force its hand a little.
Yeah. Well,
Trade secret.
Yeah, of course. What do you think is up with Tenefis? What do you think he left?
I mean, I don't think it was a thing of rage. I think it was because he asked how long the race was gonna last before, and I think it might have had to do something with a time crunch, perhaps.
Let's see.
Because he left when you extended the race distance, so that's what I guess.
Okay. I don't know. Anyway, so congratulations on the win. I guess we're not gonna have a podium. So, is what it is. If you want, you could take. Yeah, you could take the drinks. You could take the drinks.
I take the drink. It's a very empty feeling win, but at least I can call it a win, I guess.
You know what? It will help your points championship still.
Yeah, true.
If anyone has the audacity to complain, it's their fault for not showing up today. You know.
I am drowning horribly in the GTs because the 650 just isn't on it.
In a lot of ways, it is a free points boost day, and yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna listen to anyone complain about counting this race for full points because it's a full race distance, and it's honestly
My
your
back
fault for not
hurts.
racing, you know? So,
Yeah,
thank you for
I
sticking around.
was.
And
My
now
my
you have...
posture is killing me.
Oh.
My back hurts. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jensen the VC, by the way.
Oh.
I want to enforce.
Alright, so here's a guy that'll be presenting the next race, probably with a whole lot more energy than me. This is Jen.
Hello, hello.
So Jen is going to be handling the Ferraris. Maybe I'll stream. I kind of wanted to, but like at this point, I am done. This race killed me.
Well, the thing is, I don't really have a commentator, because if I were to commentate, I'd be stuttering left, right, and center. So,
I might consider it. Maybe I'll be fine in an hour.
Who's the most
Alright.
British person you know?
Is it alright if you were to update the server at like 8:30, in like 7 minutes, just so people can have extra practice? Not like anything bigger. Just to practice.
Yeah, you could do it like right now, honestly. Oh, Blue Jen, you want to take a podium photo with Eris?
Yeah, that's second. Yay. Wait, hold on, get your drink. I would throw it to you, but I don't want to break it. Oh my. If you break that one, I'm gonna do something.
Now that I think about it, this drink looks stinky.
Shut up.
It's supposed to be spooky. Dickhead.
No. Do you know anyone who wants to be a pace car driver, Robo?
I don't know.
Let me see.
Wait,
I'm gonna pick someone from the lot. I'm gonna ask
did
who
you
should better
say-
drive.
Did you say it look the drink looks a bit stinky?
Yes. It's like the stereotypical, like, fart color. I've just realized that now, and I hate it.
Wait, Blue, get in position. I want to take a picture. I want to take a awesome podium photo. Alright, 3, 2, 1, picture. Yay. Alright. Oh.
No, Ryo's it. Damn it.
Next time I'm making the
there
drink
any of the
purple.
SLC people who want to be a pace car driver?
Yeah.
Assuming we had 2 finishers, what do you expect? Yeah. So, we'll figure that one out.
I mean, we have 30 minutes to find someone.
Yeah. Maybe. Alright. Anyways,
I mean, all they really need to do is go full speed.
That should finish the stream, and in Eris's quote, I think it's a race to forget. Good finish, but not much else to really talk about.